Hello again and welcome to another Warhammer 40k Mordy and Glory battle report. Today we are going to be playing another 2000 point match play game. It is the Death Guard versus the Imperial Guard. So here we have 2000 points of Astra Militarum. We're using the new 9th edition book. Let's dive straight into today's list. This list is made up of a battalion and a patrol. Both attachments are going to have the Born Soldiers Regimental Doctrine. So as is tradition, we'll start with the infantry corps of the list. I have brought 8 units of Cadian shock troopers. Each one of these squads has got a Voxcaster, a sergeant with a drum-fed autogun, a plasma gun and a melter gun. Moving on from the line infantry, we have got the elite, the Tempestus Scions. I am running 3 10-man bricks of these guys today, each one of them with double plasma and double volley gun. Of course, there will be a Voxcaster in there, and the sergeant will be armed with a chainsword and a hotshot las pistol. We've also got some Kazakin today. I will just be running the 1 squad. I normally do run 2 or 3 squads of these, but I thought, you know what, we'll just go for the 1 today. I've gone for double melter, double plasma, hotshot sniper rifle, Voxcaster, and the sergeant has got a hotshot las pistol and a chainsword. The extra regimental doctrine for these guys today will be mechanized infantry, which means they can jump out of a chimera after it has moved. And rounding off the infantry elements for today, we have got the HQ options. I've got 2 Cadian Castellans. Both of them have got a power sword and a bolt pistol. I've then also got 2 command squads, one of which is a Cadian command squad, one of which is a Scion command squad. The Cadian command squad has a melter gun, a regimental standard, a Voxcaster, medic, and the officer is wielding a bolt pistol and a power sword. The Scion command squad will have a melter gun and a volley gun, a Voxcaster, a regimental standard, and also the Scion, Tempesta Prime himself, will have a power sword and a command rod. Moving on from the infantry, we have the armoured corps of today's list, and we will be running 4 Leman Russes, one of which will be a tank commander. The tank commander is this one with the Vanquisher cannon here. He will also have a hull las cannon and 2 heavy bolters. I've upgraded him to be a tank ace, and he will have the veteran commander ability, which means he knows an additional regimental doctrine, and I've given him elite sharpshooters. This means he gets 1 free reroll to hit each turn. I've then gone for 2 Leman Russ executioners. Both of them have got plasma turrets, and then on the sides they've got hull heavy bolters, and then one of them has got a hull las cannon, and the other one has got a 3rd heavy bolter. And finally, we've got a Leman Russ Demolisher. Now, I've not been a big fan of the Leman Russ Demolisher in the new codex, but I have judged it purely based on what it looks like on paper. I've not actually run one yet. So I've decided that, you know what, it's not fair to judge a book by its cover, and so I have brought a Leman Russ Demolisher today with the classic Mordy and Glory loadout of triple heavy flamer. I have no idea how this tank's going to do. I expect that it might not be very good, but we've got to try these things out. And last but certainly not least, we have got a Chimera. This is for the Kazakin to ride around in and them to make use of that mechanized infantry doctrine. The Chimera's got a heavy flamer in the front and it has got a turret heavy bolter. My Warlord for today will be my Cadian Castellan there, my Lord Solar Macarius model. Now, he will not have a Warlord trait, but I have paid a CP for Officer Cadre to give the Tempesta Prime a Warlord trait, and he is going to have Drill Commander. That means that any Scion units within 6 inches of him can do maximum shots with their rapid fire weapons, even at long range. I've also put my Relic in that command squad, and I've gone for the big bullshit banner, the finale of the Nemradesh First. This means that the Scions and any other units nearby the command squad will ignore any to hit modifiers, and the opponent cannot use things like Feel No Pain or Wound Caps to try and avoid losing wounds. It is probably the best relic in the book, and it just means that your guys are hitting much more reliably and the opponents have got way less ways of stopping you from taking wounds off them. It is very nice. That is my full list for today. It is 2,000 points on the nose. Let's see what we're facing off against. So here we have 2,000 points of Death Guard in the Battle Bunker today. Now, it won't be Custodian Tom, or should we say Traitor Tom, running the Death Guard. It will be, for the first time, Lewis. Say hi, Lewis.
Hello.
Now, this is Lewis's first time in the Battle Bunker, so make sure you're saying lots of nice things about him down in the comment section. Don't be too harsh. I know you guys won't be. You're all very nice. Now, Lewis, do you want to take us through your list? What kind of Death Guard is it, and what detachment is it?
It's a battalion detachment. I've got 4 starting command points. I'm running Mortarian's Anvil.
Very nice.
Let's start with the Demon Prince, I guess.
Okay, the Demon Prince, the Prince of Demons.
Yes, he's got wings, but they're a bit small and a bit shit. So I just figure he floats around like Watto and he can't actually fly.
He probably farts around his Death Guard, right?
Well, yeah, he's gas powered. He has Malefic Talons and he's got Gloaming Warlord trait, so I can turn off rerolls to hit and wound.
Wow, that's really good against me.
Yes, I hope so.
With all the guard rerolls, it's very nice.
Then I have 2 Malignant Plaguecasters. One has got Putrescent Vitality and Gift of Plagues. Putrescent Vitality will give one of my friendly units +1 strength, +1 toughness. Gift of Plagues will extend my contagion range by 6 inch.
That's really nice.
The other one's got Miasma of Pestilence, which lets me put -1 to hit on a friendly unit, and Gift of Contagion, which I think takes -1 strength off one of your units.
That's pretty good. That'll mean I'll be wounding you on 6s, and then when you shoot me with bolters and stuff, you'll be wounding me on 2s.
Yes.
Oh, how the tables have turned. All right.
Then I've got a Foul Blightspawn. He's got the Revolting Stench Vats to extend his aura. I say extend its aura. It's a bit tricksy, this. We'll go over it if it comes up.
If it comes up in the battle, we'll go through it. That's not a problem.
But it's essentially got a 6-inch aura. That means that you don't get the benefit of charging, and a 3-inch aura, which is Fight Last.
Okay. I think you'll be charging me, to be fair, buddy, but we'll see how that goes.
He's also got Viscous Death, though, that horrible flamer where it can reroll a number of hits.
Oh, yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm very aware of that flamer, man. It's a staple in many Death Guard lists.
And we've got a Tallyman who does what a Tallyman does. He just gets me command points, and he can put +1 to hit on a unit each command phase.
Do you want to know something hilarious? In the last battle report, when Tom ran his Tallyman, he generated 0 command points.
Really? I had a really bad time last time.
Oh, hopefully your luck will come back round again.
We'll see.
Okay, where do you want to go next?
Let's go with the first unit of Blight Lords behind HQs.
Okay.
So this is a unit of Blight Lords. They've got axes and swords. There's 1 Flail of Corruption in there, and there's 1 Plague Spear in there.
Okay.
Behind them, I've got a large unit of 10 Plague Marines with 2 Blight Launchers, a Plasma Gun in the Champion, and a regular Plasma Gun.
Very good.
Then, if you come forward a bit, we've got the Death Shroud Terminators. Death Shroud do what Death Shroud do. Big and choppy.
I remember, for like the first 4 games I played these guys, I just my brain refused to remember they hit on 2s, and now I'm just like, bloody Death Shroud hit on 2s. Bullshit.
Crappy Strength 3 Flamers are suddenly really good when you're against Toughness 3, then Toughness 2.
Yeah. They are the bane of my guard, man. I am excited to see them on the table.
Then I've got another unit of Blight Lords, which is the same as the previous unit, with swords and axes and a Blight Launcher instead of a Plague Spear.
Okay, cool.
I've got another unit of Choppy Plague Marines. So in there I've got a Flail, I've got a Bubotic Axe, I've got a Great Plague Cleaver, I've got a guy with an extra Plague Knife and a Power Fist and a Champion.
That's cool. You've got a guy who's got fly eyes.
Fly eyes?
Look, he's got bug eyes. I don't know if I never noticed that before. That's cool.
I wish it could shoot like it could see.
You can see in all the spectrums and everything.
It's just for appearance.
Cool.
Then I've got 2 regular units of Plague Marines.
Okay.
With bolters.
You do know they get free upgrades, right?
I do, but I like to run my Plague Marines WYSIWYG because otherwise it gets really...
Yes, very well. You are a man of honour. I appreciate that. And also, sometimes you just can't go wrong with putting out with a few dozen bolt shots.
I think they've got some extra Plague Knives in that squad, but that's it.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'm just a big fan of sometimes you just need a bit of that regular firepower just to do some chaff clearing and stuff. Yep. But what have we got next? Some Poxwalkers?
20 Poxwalkers, 1 big blob. Then I've got 2 bloke drones running flash mowers.
Yeah.
And a standard Chaos Rhino.
Very nice.
And that rounds out 2,000 points.
Now, you can't bring these Poxwalkers back to life, can you?
I can.
Like, if they all die?
Not if they all die, no.
Okay, no. That's fine. I was, again, I've got a bit of PTSD from playing Death Guard recently. And every time I'm playing against Tom with his, what looks like 80 Poxwalkers is really like 100 because he can spend like 3 CP once per game and they all come back because he runs like Terminus S or something. It's really cool, but it is very depressing as a guard player to get out-hoarded.
The 2 ways can bring them back. If they kill any of your infantry guys,
they bring someone back.
I can bring one back. Or I've got 1 CP stratagem I can play in my command phase. I roll 7 dice, any 3 ups are
Yeah,
That's what
Dead
I've
Walk
got.
Again or something like
Yes,
that.
that's the one.
Yeah, I really like it. Playing after this will be the sort of third game playing against Death Guard in a row, and I mean I've been absolutely loving it. But it has made me really want to get my Death Guard out soon. Soon, beginning of next year, soon. Okay, guys, that is the 2,000 points of Death Guard. We'll be back after we've deployed with the mission. So here we have the field of battle after deployment. The ranks of guardsmen facing off against the smelly horde of the Death Guard. On this right-hand flank, we've got a bloat drone, the Rhino, which has got 10 Plague Marines in it, and some Blightlord Terminators. Holding the centre, we've got some more Terminators and Plague Marines, the Demon Prince, and their numbers are fleshed out by the Poxwalker Horde. And then on the left flank, we've got the Death Shroud, just a little 5-man squad of Plague Marines, and then another bloat drone as well. Moving over to the Guard side, we've deployed in 3 distinct phalanxes. We've got the Demolisher and a Plasmacutioner and 40 Guardsmen. In the centre, we've got another 2 tanks. We've got 40 Guardsmen, got the Command Element, and we've got the Kazakin in their Chimera as well. And holding down our left, we've got the Scions. Now, my idea for today was to sort of try and do a little bit of a competition between the regular Guard forces and the Scions, see who can do better. Scion platoon's like, we're not going to march alongside those grunts. We're better than them. We're from the Scholar Progenium. So they've got their own little flank themselves, and then the rest of the Guard forces are going to try and see if they can outdo the Emperor's true finest in the Scions. So that is our deployment for today. Now let's go over the mission and the secondaries that both players have picked. The mission for today is Abandoned Sanctuaries. That is a 5 objective mission. You've got to hold 1 for 4 points, hold 2 objectives for 8 points, and hold more than your opponent for an additional 4 victory points. Each player will score 2 victory points each turn if they control the centre of the battlefield, and if they destroy at least 1 enemy unit that was within 6 inches of the centre of the battlefield. The primary objectives themselves can be located 1 over here, 1 in each player's deployment zone, and then we've got 1 bang in the centre and 1 over on the other flank as well in a nice normal cross kind of pattern. There is a little twist with this mission. Neither side can use any kind of pre-game shenanigans to move into no man's land. Basically, you have to deploy in your deployment zone and you have to stay in that deployment zone until the first turn is rocking and rolling. So now we're going to go through the player secondaries and Lewis is going to take us through them.
Okay, so the Death Guard, I've gone for Engage on all fronts, Spread the Sickness, and Psychic Interrogation. Mordian Glory have gone for Boots on the Ground, Inflexible Command, and No Prisoners.
Nice. Now, why did you take your particular secondaries?
You've got lots of characters, and you don't need line of sight to do Psychic Interrogation. So in theory, it's easy, provided you don't assassinate my Psychers very quickly.
Yeah.
Spread the Sickness. You don't take the mortal wounds anymore in Nephilim, so it's it's an easy win, I think.
Yeah.
I hope. Engage on all fronts. Death Guard are slow. I've got a horde here. My general strategy with this list, which I've played a few times, is just to cover the board and use charges to get me around. Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. I picked my ones because Boots on the Ground is kind of like Engage, but better for the Guard. You don't need to stay over 6 inches away from a different table quarter, as long as it's... The only restriction is it has to be infantry rather than any kind of unit. I went for Flexible Command because that basically means I have to stay within like 24-inch range of my officers, and that's relatively easy to achieve to get like 15 points.
It is a 9th edition board.
Yeah, exactly. And then I went for No Prisoners because I normally take something like Special Orders, which is a bit like Spread the Sickness for the Guard, but I am a little hesitant to do so on a board where we're starting quite close together. So the objectives will be relatively contested. And also, I've been struggling to get it off recently. I used to reliably get 10 to 15 points on it, and I've been struggling to get 5. So I thought, you know what? I'll go for No Prisoners, because if things start going a bit squiffy, I can still score fairly well by just clinging on to 2 objectives and just shooting the shit out of you with all my guns and still get some No Prisoner points. So we'll see how it goes. You obviously haven't got as many sort of wounds as like a pure Poxwalker Horde that's going to regenerate like 20 Poxwalkers every turn, anything like that. But you do still give up. I think we worked out about 10 no prisoners points, which means that if I get all of those, I should get a couple of bonus points as well. So there's like a potential of 12 victory points from that.
Double score on the Poxwalkers as well.
I could do, yeah. If you keep bringing them back, I can just farm them. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Like, no, Lewis, I insist. Leave one on. That's fine. So that is the mission. That is deployment. That is the army lists and the secondaries. I think the last thing we have to do before we start playing is find out who's going to go first. Now, I normally like to get on camera both players rolling their dice off against each other, see who goes first. But Lewis got a bit excited. I showed him the world's smallest dice tray, and I think that might have somehow put some little brain fog on him because he just got excited and rolled his dice.
I wanted you to see if they had the skills to get the dice in the box.
That is true. It is a small target. So you rolled a 3, and I shall now see if I get to beat that. Hey! We do get to roll it on camera. Let's try again. All right. As the guest, you may go first.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Can I get it in the box?
Oh, it's a strong roll. Hey, you are going first. I think you're probably happy with that. You want to be getting across that board as quickly as possible?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm scared of your tanks. There's not much I can do about those. I'm just kind of moving into the range of your guns, really.
True, but there is plenty of terrain and line of sight blocking stuff. So hopefully you won't just have to walk out into the killing fields. You should be okay. All right, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll be back after Lewis has completed his command phase and movement phase. End of Death Guard, command and movement phase, turn 1. Everything pretty much moved forward and most of it advanced as well. So the Plague Drone has come back here and of course it's hiding behind this nice bit of line of sight blocking terrain and the Plague Marines are following it up. Now the Plague Marines didn't quite go as far as they wanted to and that might have left them open to a little bit of exposure, but it's probably just going to be the back couple and then the rest of them will be fine. The Death Shroud have moved forward and just hidden behind that wall. Again, they didn't want to just run out into the open. Very smart play by Lewis there. And then we had this big unit of Plague Marines here, and they have done Spread the Sickness on the objective, getting you 3 victory points. And then the remaining units here in the central block, all the Poxwalkers, then the Termies, and some more Plague Marines, the Demon Prince, they have moved forward, and they did get some pretty decent advance rolls, but they've just gone to the edge of the wall. That again, they don't want to go into the center because that would start exposing them to some fire from me, even with the dense terrain. I mean, it's actually a smart play by Lewis because that dense terrain wouldn't help him if a platoon of Scions came around the corner with the big bullshit banner. Over here, we had the Blight Lords move up into this corner, just sort of locking things down, I imagine, ready to jump out and pounce on me turn 2 if I get overly too big for my boots. And then we had another little push around the flank here. We've got the Rhino, which has got no one inside it now. And we've also got the Plague Drone. And we've got a unit of Death Guard here. Again, most of them in cover, but I might be able to get an angle or 2 on them. Overall, a pretty measured yet aggressive advance from the Death Guard. They are moving forward. They are taking ground. They are actually on 3 out of 5 objectives, which is very nice. So that is the Death Guard movement and command phase. And now let's go into their psychic phase. So the first psychic power is going to be what, Lewis?
Miasma of Pestilence.
And it's coming from this playcaster and it's going on to these guys?
Yep, the exposed guys. Let's make them less exposed, hopefully.
Okay, very good.
No.
That has failed. Now you have a lot of CP. Do you want to re-roll that?
I do not.
You do not. He's going to wear it.
I'm going to wear it, yes.
Okay. And for his next trick, Lewis is going to do Putrescent Vitality on this unit of Plague Marines over here. So let's see what he gets.
Hopefully better than last time.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes and no.
Do you want to wear it? Or
I'll wear it.
You'll wear it. Okay,
so
off. You'll take your D3 mortals. Oh, 3. It's the big 3. I think he's only got 1 left.
He has only got 1 left.
Whoa. Okay, but you have got Putrescent Vitality off, which is very nice. So we'll get a mark of some kind and we'll pop it next to them. If you've got the card, that's great. Okay, do you have any other psychic powers this turn?
I do, the same guy. I want to cast Gift of Plagues.
Okay, we'll be back in just a moment with that. Feeling the warp energy flowing through him, the same Psyker is going to try and do Gift of Plagues onto the same unit of Death Guard. Okay, Lewis, roll for it, and please get another Pebbles. I'm joking, I don't want you to. Okay,
8, that's fine.
Absolutely got it off, no problem there. That. Okay, pop the card next to the unit. And we can see that they're a pretty well buffed up unit of Plague Marines now. What does that Gift of Plagues do, by the way?
That'll just extend their contagion range, so it makes them smellier and nastier.
No, even smellier. I love it. Okay. Any more psychic powers?
Nope, that's me done.
Okay, because you're not in range of psychic interrogation this turn, are you? No. And with the end of the psychic phase, we actually have the end of the Death Guard turn 1. Nothing is in range for them to shoot, because most of their units advanced, and nothing is in range for them to charge either. It's a pretty strong advance from the Death Guard. Like I said, they've taken 3 of the central objectives. Well, 3 of the objectives on the board. They've not quite got to the very central one. So we'll have to see how the Guard respond to this threat. So we'll go into Guard turn 1 now, and we'll be back after the movement and command phase. Turn 1 command and movement phase for the Guard is over. In terms of the command phase, we did Gunner's Kill on sight on these 2 Leman Russes. They then moved out so they could get some flank shots down here and down the side of those Poxwalkers. I have moved out of 12-inch range from my tank commander. I would rather do a little bit of damage this turn, and then when things start going sideways, consolidate back together and try and score some more victory points over that way. We did, in terms of the infantry orders, all of the regular infantry got take cover, apart from this one squad in the centre here that got move, and that's just so that they could jump on that centre objective. The Scions all received take aim this turn. Now, as you can see, I have moved forward quite aggressively. Apparently, I didn't learn from my last game versus Death Guard, where I was aggressive against them and it ended up biting me in the bum. But I want to do quite a bit of damage to them, and I have managed to stay out of charge range of most of the stuff in the centre. This one squad here is going to allow the charge forward, but I wanted to put myself onto more than one extra objective at the beginning of the game. But yeah, that is my movement phase, and that is my command phase. So I don't have a psychic phase, so we will go into the shooting phase. One thing to mention, guys, is I did make a little mistake in picking my secondaries. You can't take no prisoners and inflexible command. So I decided to get rid of no prisoners, and instead I have gone for special orders. I'm not super happy about taking special orders, but I had to pick another quick one on the fly, and to be honest, I didn't really have another good third choice, so we went for that one instead. So don't worry if you've smashed that keyboard down in the comment section, got Morning Glory cheating again. Don't worry, we have corrected it here. Shout out to the ITC app that stopped me from cheating.
That's all right. Death Guard secondaries all suck anyway. So.
Yeah, well, Strength 6 is all right, but yeah, the other ones are a little bit funny. So we'll be back in a moment with the Guard shooting phase. So we're going to start off strong. The Leman Russ with the Vanquisher Cannon is going to fire into this plague drone over here, because I'm worried about it hopping over the terrain and starting to try and tie up some of these Leman Russes over here. Now, this is going to hit on a 3, but it does have an inbuilt reroll thanks to my tank ace. I don't need it, so I've hit. Now, what's your toughness?
Toughness 7.
I'm going to wound on 2s.
Oh, no.
I don't mean to alarm you. I'm going to wound on 2s. I've got the wound. What's your armor save?
Well, what's the minus? I've got
5.
I've got 5 up in both.
It ignores invulnerable saves.
It ignores invulnerable saves? What?
I told Lewis, like, I'm not going to tell you what the Vanquisher Cannon does. I'm going to take you through it on camera, and I'd like to catch your staggered, your aghast response.
Do your worst, sir.
Okay, so this is 6 plus D3 damage.
6 plus D3.
So that's 8 damage, and then it's going to do D3 mortal wounds on top of that.
Okay.
For another mortal wound. So 9 damage. So that'll be 7 damage plus a mortal wound is 8 wounds.
So he's got 1 wound left.
He's got 1 wound left. He's got 1 wound left. Okay. I can't re-roll any of that. I could have re-rolled the damage, but I got a decent result, so I'm not going to. So now we've got the laser cannon. That's hit.
Oh, that hits as well.
I still haven't used my re-roll yet. It has wounded, strength 9. You will get a 5 up invulnerable save against this because it's AP -3, arm contempt AP -2, so you get 5 up either way, I believe.
I should hope so.
Okay. Will you save it? He has saved it. There we go. Very nice. So that his plague drone is badly injured, but it's not dead. And then we've got the 2 heavy bolters.
This is what will kill it.
You get armor contempt, right? Yeah, so you're going to be in your base save. I'm going to use my free reroll here because there's no point in not doing. It did get me an extra hit. Just realised I do have 6's auto wound, but I haven't rolled any 6's yet as far as I can tell. So we're okay. It is 1 single wound. There is 1 3-up save between you and going and visiting Nurgle's garden. Hey, very good. Very good. So it will remain on 1 wound. That's not too bad. I can hopefully finish it off on Overwatch now.
There's a bit of luck on my part.
The Vanquish cannon is good though, isn't it?
It is good.
It's one shot and you have to hit. But if it does, it's like, oh, it's really tasty. Okay, what are we going to do next? I'll tell you what we'll do next. We will fire this Executioner into that unit of Plague Marines. Now, I am going to overcharge the turret, which means it will be Strength 9, which you don't really care about because you'll still be wounded on 3s. But it will make it 3 damage. So even though you'll reduce the damage, it will kill a Plague Marine each time it goes through. So I get D6 plus I get 3 plus D. What was it? It's D6 plus 3 shots. That's it. So I am going to get 6 shots. So I'm trying to remember my gatekeeper versus my plasma cannon. There we go. So 6 shots hitting on 3s of the turret. I don't have any rerolls here. So I have done 2 wounds to myself, but thanks to Born Soldiers, I have auto wounded you 3 times. I had Votan stuff before Votan had it. And then I get to wound you on a 3, which also wounds. So you're going to have 4 wounds. Now these are going to be, I'll just double check. I don't think they're AP4, but I'll just double check. Gadzooks, it is AP -4. I keep forgetting how much of a glow up some of these weapons have had. So that was 4 wounds, and you'll be on a 6 up. Each one you fail is a dead man.
4 6s coming up.
4 6 coming up. I believe in you, Lewis.
I've got 1 6.
Oh, I thought that was 3 then for a second. Oh, okay. So you will lose 3 guys, and then the last one, there'll be 2 left. Now I do have a hull heavy bolter in there, and I have 2 other heavy bolters as well. So that will be 9 heavy blotter shots. Okay, so if you don't mind taking your dice out of the tray, good sir, kind sir.
I will evacuate my dice.
There we go. Now these are going to be hitting you on 4s with no reroll. So I've got 2 auto wounds and 1 regular hit. Yeah, the turrets hit on 3s, but the side guns hit on 4s now. That's whether you're a tank commander or a regular Russ. Nothing. So 2 more wounds. These are AP nothing when you take Armed to Contempt into account, and they're just 1 damage each. Take a single wound. Okay, so that is that Executioner there. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to move on to this Demarcher. The first time the Demarcher's got to fire. Very good. And it is going to fire into the Plague Marine, because that's the only thing it can see. Now, it's a bit swingy, the Demarcher cannon. It's just D6 shots. It could go either way.
Same as it used to be.
Same as it used to be. 5. That's okay.
Good. That's pretty good.
That's okay. Yeah, I was a little worried then for a second. I was expecting a nice plop. I'm just getting a 1. Okay, so
that's the sound ones make. Plop.
Plop, yeah. Well, it's the sound I make with, if this is a PG friendly channel, it's the word that comes out of my mouth when it happens. So 1 miss, 2 auto wounds thanks to Born Soldiers, and then 2 more wounds. Now it is strength 10, so it will wound you on 2s. 2 more. Now I'll double check. I think this is AP -3. It is just -3, so it will be 4 saves at -3, which becomes -2, which becomes 5 ups.
Drop dice don't count.
Drop dice don't count, don't worry.
Mate, none of them.
Do you want to use a CP on any of that?
I don't. You're still going to roll damage, right?
It's 3 plus D3 now.
3 plus D3.
It's like
so each one kills a Marine.
Unless you want to...
I am going to spend a CP.
You've got them to burn, man, yeah. No, sadly not. To be fair, I don't have anything else of important to shoot at you. I'm going to be shooting poxwalkers and stuff now. So that will be 4 dead, unfortunately. We have managed to whittle down the flanking Plague Marine units. So what we'll do next is the Executioner here, which can see from its bum over to these poxwalkers over here. So we'll do that now. So it will just get the maximum number of shots from its top cannon, because it's a blast weapon and you have many happy children of Nurgle in that squad.
Yes.
I apologise, I've hit with everything.
I need to get some of these mordianglorytv.
Yeah, you're not the first one to say. Guys, I bought them like this, okay, I swear. I was playing bot action the weekend, and a lot of that is like you got to hit on 6s followed by 6s, because there's lots of cover and there's no armor saves. So that's how they make things not die. And I was facing off against someone, and I was shooting a 1-shot weapon, and it needed a 6 to hit, followed by another 6, and I got it. And my opponent was like, "Fuck off." So 2s. That's a fail. So that will be 8. Now, these will be 3 damage each, because I should have said I overcharged. I always overcharge. I had reroll 1s to hit as well. So I would say roll 8, and then if you pass any, re-roll them essentially. That's an easy way of working out for you feeling
It's 8 sets of 3 basically, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just roll 8 sets of 3, it's fine.
Okay. No.
Dead. Dead.
The dice roll's going to fill up soon.
Dead.
No.
Alright, I'll do another. That's 3.
That's 3.
4. 5. All close. 6. No.
No. And the last 2.
Tell we've done this before, right?
Yeah. Oh! Okay, so that will be 8 dead.
8 dead poxwalkers.
Laser cannon gets a hit. Laser cannon gets a wound. Laser cannon does 4 damage. You just want to take one off.
Yeah.
And then we've got the heavy bolters, which hit 4 times, 1 being an auto wound. And then wound 2 more times. So 3 more wounds. And these will be 3. These will be 2 damage each, and they'll be 6 with feel no pains.
Yep. Yeah. Dead.
No.
Dead.
Come on, 1 poxwalker, pull it off.
Oh.
Couple of maybes. That is, to be honest, the majority of my firepower this turn. Everything else pretty much can't see. There is some scion tickling to do, so I'll do that off camera. And once I've done my shooting, that will be the end of my turn. So we will be back in just a moment. And after the dust had settled and the scions had finished firing their hotshot weapons, a full unit of Plague Marines was killed. I was actually really surprised by that. I didn't think 1 unit of scions would kill a full Plague squad, but I'm going to be honest, Lewis's rolls weren't fantastic.
Yours were really good.
Well,
5 Mordian Glory dice.
5 Mordian Glory. Well, it's the fact they hit on 2s, re-rolling 1s with exploding 6s. Scions are so nice. But then the other squad just killed a single Terminator. It did cool off towards the end there. Now, that is the end of turn 1. I only scored 3 points of flexible command. I don't get boots in the ground. I don't get special orders this turn. Can't score primary, obviously. So now we are going to go into the Death Guard turn 2 command and movement phase. So we are going to come back to you live from the middle of the command phase because Lewis is spending one of my favourite stratagems. He is going to be doing the Dead Walk again. This is how many Poxwalkers he gets back. 7 dice, 3 ups. Each one is a Poxwalker brought back to life. Very nice. That is 6. I do like getting that on camera because whenever I get it on camera, people seem to roll really well on it. So that's why I was like, come on, Lewis, let's do it. So you actually only lost a handful then, didn't you? Not too many at all.
30 points back.
30 points. It's not a 2K versus 2K game. It's a 2K versus 230 at this point. Nice. Well, we'll come back to you once the rest of the command and movement phase is done. I just wanted to get that a little bit on camera. Okay, so turn 2 movement and command phase for the Death Guard is complete. We'll start off on the right-hand flank. Lewis played Flash Outbreak on his Rhino. That means that it gets your Warlord trait for the turn.
That's right.
Is that correct? And so the spread of the contagion is much further now. So we're looking at minus 1 toughness on all of my guys over here.
Yes, so it extends the contagion range by a battle round, which puts contagion range in that up to 7, because it's effectively battle round 3 so far as the Rhino is concerned. And he takes my Warlord traits, which means he can't
do rerolls
hits or wound rolls within 7 inches of that.
That's really effective. That's really effective because I do have a lot of rerolls on my unit. So very well played there, sir. You didn't move these Plague Marines, did you want to?
No.
Okay, they're just sitting on the objective.
That's right.
Awesome. Coming over here, you gave the big squad of Plague Marines +1 hit from the Tallyman.
That's right.
And you very cleverly, I love this, by the way. You very cleverly grew your Poxwalkers so that there were 4 of them on the objective in the command phase, which meant you scored 12 victory points. 12 primary turn 2. That's a strong start. A very strong start. And then coming over here, the Death Shroud and the remaining Plague Marine have jumped on the objective. And the floaty boat drone is looking to eye up a couple of Lehman Russes over there. Hopefully, I can chip his last wound off on Overwatch. We shall see. Now, you also, I should say, spread the sickness over here. So you have spread the sickness twice. That's why you can see we put a little button on the objective there, guys. You can see where the sickness has been spread. I believe that is the command phase. So we'll be back, and the movement phase. So we'll be back into the psychic phase. Okay, going into the psychic phase, the Malignant Plague Caster is going to try and psychically interrogate one of my characters over here. Out of curiosity, do you have a preference, the tank commander or the command squad? Who do you think will be easier to read the thoughts of?
Tank commander.
Commander.
He's just a grease monkey, isn't he?
He's just a grease monkey. Yeah, there we go.
Not saying I've got a lot of respect for grease monkeys. I am one myself, but you know.
That's true. That's true.
I'm also weak-minded.
That's why you've been tempted over to the Chaos Gods. You were an Ultramarine player, weren't you?
Yeah, I still am.
Are you? Are you? These are strange looking Ultramarines.
Playing both teams.
Yeah, that way I never lose. Okay, so this is a 4, I think, to go off.
It is a 4.
He has achieved it, just about. It's not putting a huge amount of effort into this playcaster. Do you know what you're doing next, or do you little think?
I do know what I'm doing next.
We'll go straight into it.
My Demon Prince wants to do Curse of the Leper on this unit of guardsmen back here.
Okay, we're going to spread the leprosy around.
Does it go off?
I believe so, yeah. There's very few powers which are higher than a 7, if any.
There are.
I think some of the Zinch ones are, but then they get +1 to cast, so it's like, not really.
Oh. Sorry, that's what I say when I've got dice.
That's okay. Talk with yourself, Lewis. Talk with yourself. Lewis, throws dice all around the battle bunker.
So these are toughness 3, so any 4-ups are mortal wounds.
Cool.
I'll roll that one again because it fell out.
That's okay. 3.
3 mortal wounds.
Okay, we will take those off in just a moment.
And finally, I want to put my Asthma of Pestilence using this guy on this unit of Death Shroud, which will be -1 to hit.
Okay, yes. Lewis was asking, does the Vanquisher Cannon ignore hit modifiers? And I was like, it does not. And I was like, I don't know where this is going. And he said, I do.
It's got to. It can't ignore everything, right?
It can't ignore everything.
It can't ignore everything.
It can't possibly ignore
You've
everything.
got to save that for the next codex.
That's true. Yeah, 11th edition. I don't even roll dice, man. I say this Vanquisher shooting at that mod on it goes, okay, and you just remove it. Okay, so I need to take my 3 casualties off as well. Cha-cha-cha. Oh no, Voxman, you've gone a bit squiffy. There we go. So there are my 3 casualties. That is a pretty successful psychic phase. Nothing failed. No one blowing themselves up this time. So we'll be back with your shooting phase. Okay, so after the Death Guard turn to shooting phase, a respectful amount of damage done. The Blight Lords over here, with some supporting fire from the Plague Marines, was able to whittle the Scion squad down to just 2 men. It's not a huge amount of incoming fire, but Scions are pretty fragile. We also lost 1 Scion here due to the Stormbolter of this Rhino. Cheeky little Stormbolter shot. These squad of guardsmen over here, these men, were cut down to just 5, and that was due to some bolter fire and of course, the psychic phase from and the Curse of the Leper, and that was able to cut them down to size down to 5. And then this big squad that was here got hit by essentially 2 plague flamers. One of them was strength 5, one strength 7.
Basically a wave of flaming vomit.
Yeah, just absolutely after a big night out level of vomit. That's what it was. So there's just 2 of them left. So respectable amount of damage done by Lewis. He's probably killed just over 20 guys there, which is pretty good. Now we're going to go into the charge phase. So we'll be back in just a moment. And straight into the charge phase, this Plague Drone is going to go straight into this unit of Scions. I have elected not to Overwatch. I wish to Overwatch elsewhere. It's
brave men.
Yeah. Hold the line! Okay, I don't think you can fail this, but it just...
Oh, I can fail that, believe me.
No! Very nice.
Okay.
So you could... Well, we'll move him in a moment. You can have a little think.
In a minute.
Now, where's your next charge?
Put those dice next to each other.
Yeah. You might want to reuse them. They might do get those 6s again.
My other Plague Drone wants to multi-charge those 2 units of guardsmen.
Okay, now I am going to spend a CP for Overwatch, so if you could take that off me, please. I just need to get 1 wound through. So, what toughness is a Plague Drone?
7.
We die like men. We're going to overcharge the plasma. We're going to overcharge the plasma gun. I'll tell you what, we'll do the melter gun first. No. We'll do the auto gun next. Okay, we've got a hit, and that is an auto wound, so we'll put that to one side. And then we've got we'll go for a frag grenade. So just 2 shots. No. And then we've got, that'll be 5 lasguns, 6 lasguns. Yeah, there's 6 in the squad, but 7 in the squad, but someone threw a frag grenade, so there's 6 lasguns left. So that'll be 12 shots, that's 6. That's 9. talk amongst yourselves, dear viewers, whilst I'm getting these dice together. Okay, so 6s. Okay, so we've got 2 more, and because they're Cadians, they are exploding 6s. So they will get a chance. They'll get 2 more hits, which they get a chance to wound with.
Are they exploding 6s and auto wounds?
No.
Okay.
That would we get a lot, but we don't quite get everything.
You never know these days.
And then we'll go for the plasma gun, and we're going to overcharge it because I want to. If I get oh no, I don't need to overcharge it because of the
-1 damage. Yes.
It's not just the -1 damage. It's if I get a 6 to hit, I auto wound anyway. So. Okay, so those are the plasma wounds. Those are the AP nothing wounds, and then I've got to try and wound with the explosives from the lasguns. No. So I've got 3 for you to take at AP minus nothing.
Should I take the weak ones first?
Take the weak ones first in case you die to a laser gun.
3 ups.
3 ups.
Oh yeah.
He's failed both, even with a CP. Now you do explode,
I can auto
and you could auto explode.
It's not worth the CP to kill maybe 3 guardsmen now.
I don't know. It's always funny.
So I'll just see if he explodes by himself.
Okay, on his own merit. Sadly
no,
not.
It's not.
Sadly not. Okay, so we have killed that plague drone, which is pretty nice. I can't believe I got 2 hits with the.
I do have more charges.
You have more charges. Okay, what's coming next?
I want to charge my Death Shroud into this. Oh, they advanced.
They advanced, yes.
In that case, I've got no more charges.
Yay! Okay, so we'll move him in. You get to play around with how you want to position him, and I'll tell you what. We'll do his flesh mower on camera because it'll be quite funny to see him run over a bunch of scions. And with a crash, the plague drone goes into the scions. The plague mower whizzing and scything them down. Okay, Lewis, you have 12 attacks.
12 attacks hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s, very nice.
Hopefully it's more...
That looks respectable. 4 misses, I think.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's statistical. That's mathematics. Okay. And then you're... wound on 2s, I imagine.
3 rolling 1s.
Okay. I should have spent a CP,
That's
but don't worry about it. I'm not going to.
I think they are -2. Let me just quickly check.
Okay, we're back in just a moment. So these are 8 at -2. I should have spent a CP on Implacable Indoctrination, but I didn't, and I'm not going to because I want to learn from my mistakes. So we are going to go for 8 6-ups. Hey.
1 lives.
1 lives. Now, guys, that would have been 3 live, which is a big difference. As it is, there is going to be 2 guys left in the squad because there's already 1 casualty. All right, we'll take this off, and then we'll be back in just a moment. And after the pile-in and consolidation, Lewis was able to tag these 2 scions, and these are the 2 survivors from the squad that got literally mown down. Now, it's on to the morale phase. I've got a lot of morales, and I need a 1 on pretty much all of them. So this squad here needs to roll a 1. Hey! Can he do it again, this squad here? Ah. And the last one? No, so he's gone. This squad here lost 5, leadership 7, so they will need 1 or 2. Hey, that's pretty good. And then this
These Body and Glory dice. 121 1s, 60 21 6s.
And then I know, right? And then these guys just there, they will run, and the last one will stick around. So we'll just lose 1 chap there. All right. So that is that's your turn too. I didn't do anything hitting back, by the way, guys. That is morale. You scored pretty well there. I think you got some more spread the sickness. Anything else? Psychic interrogation?
I think I've got 2 for engage on all fronts and 3 for psychic interrogation.
What about this one? Oh, is it
not
one?
Anything in that quarter.
Ah, right, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting my own one mixed up with yours. I'm getting boots on the ground mixed up there. Okay, so
I might not actually. These guys aren't wholly outside of 6 inch of that quarter.
Ooh, okay. Well, we'll work that out in just a moment. But you've definitely got some points. You've got some a good primary. You've done psychic interrogation. You've spread lots of sickness. We will work that out off camera, and we'll be back at the end of the guard turn 2 movement and command phase. Okay, and end of guard command and movement phase turn 2. We are beginning to swarm this objective over here with this platoon while still maintaining a good screening potential on this flank with the for the 2 tanks. Moving over to center, things are a little bit more dicey. I have got a bit of a screen working on there, but I am concerned about this central mass. We'll have to see how it goes. Over on the left flank, I am hoping to clear this plague drone away and also see if I can pick up a couple of plague marines as well. We'll see how it goes. Orders, we did take aim on pretty much everyone, apart from this squad that got move, because that allowed me to do special orders with the 2 scions. So I've got a couple of points for that. And that is it for my movement and my command phase. I should say the tank commander gave this tank reroll 1s to hit. So we will now go into my shooting phase. As is tradition, we shall start off with the Vanquisher, this time going into the other plague drone. So we are going to be hitting on a 3. It's a 1, but I do get to reroll it with my elite shock troops. Elite sharpshooters. I better get it right, otherwise it's going to get upset with me. It has hit. Whoa.
No.
Okay, then we need to wound. I will use a CP. I'm going to get this fucking thing. Yes, there we go.
Should be 2 CP, that.
I wish, man. And then we're going to... So it's going to be 6 damage plus D3 plus 2, which becomes plus 1 because of your reduced damage. So it's taken 7. And then I need to see how many mortal wounds I do to it. 2. 9 in total.
9, which kills it.
Which kills it. 1 shot, 1 kill. Does he explode?
Do I want to explode here? Because if I explode...
How many wounds does it do?
1 mortal wound to all units within 6.
You won't be able to stop me doing my action,
No, I
sadly.
won't be able to stop you. No, I'll just roll for the explosion.
Yeah. Does he blow up on his own merit?
No.
He does not. Okay.
I don't think I've ever had a bloke drone explode unless we've done it on purpose, you know.
Yeah, I think that's...
It's like they're trying
I
to tell
feel
me
like
something.
that's the same thing whenever I've played against Death Guard as well. So that's the first thing. Now, coming over to the next flank, we're going to fire this Demolisher Cannon again. Now, we're going to line that turret up, give it the best possible chance. Now, I should say I have spent my CP already, and I really was trying to keep it for his random number of shots. So let's see how many shots he gets.
Oh, it's good again. It's good again.
He's trying to prove me wrong about Demolisher Cannons. He's doing his best. Of course, we've got the 3 heavy flamers as well. So 5 shots, hitting on 3s, no rerolls. So he's got a miss.
It's pretty good.
He's got an auto wound. Did I get a 6 to hit with my Vanquisher Cannon before?
No.
No, okay.
I don't think so.
I think it doesn't really matter. It's fine. It would have auto wounded, but it doesn't matter. We've done what we've done. Wounding on 2s because he's toughness 5.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 2. So that will be 3 wounds in total. Now these will be AP minus 3.
So on my 4-up invulnerable save.
On your 4-up invulnerable save.
I was rocking the invulnerable saves yesterday. Not so much today.
Come on, I believe. 2 go through.
I've
Now
got a CP
it will,
with those.
yeah, because it'll kill. Each one that goes through will kill one.
50-50 CP.
50-50. Yay! So 1 will die, even no matter unless you suddenly have like 7 wounds on those guys.
No.
And then
That would be nice. But...
That would be a chance to be a fine thing. And then we've got the 3 heavy flammers. Now I've got a 6, a 4, and a 1. I'll just have to wear that. So that is 11. So I'll get those dice together, and we're back in just a moment.
4s.
Okay, wounding on 4s. 1, 2, 3. Not many there. We're back in 1 second. And now Lewis has to make his saves. 2-ups because you don't care about AP minus 1. Hey, there we go. We just burnt off some detritus, a bit of mold, and that was it basically.
Gave it a shower.
Gave it a shower, exactly. Then the next thing we're going to do is this tank is going to fire everything into those Plague Marines back there. So how? Oh, so there's 10 in the squad. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I still need to roll for it. Blast weapons in the guard armor are a bit funny now with the way they work out the number of shots. So it'll be 5 plus 3, so that will be 8. So we'll get those dice from back in a second. So hitting on 3s, I am going to overcharge, even though it's going to hurt me. Yep, it's another wound to me. That one's cocked, so I'll re-roll that. That's okay. So we've got 2 auto wounds, 1 wound to myself. And then we've got a wound on 3s, which is 2 more wounds. Now these will be AP minus 3. You do have some guys that can probably claim cover there. So you should have 5 wounds in total.
One of those guys has just got a bolter, so put it on the bolter guy first. So you'll get a 4-up, right?
5 up, because minus 4.
Minus 4, okay.
Yeah. Nope, so he is dead.
I don't want to lose my 2 plasma guns.
So you have to go off.
Oh no, I'll go off this. Yeah, I'll go off the other guys now. Dead.
And there's 2 more. There was 5 in total with the 2 auto wounds.
Oh, okay.
No.
No.
So 5 died. No, none of them passed. Pretty good chunk taken out there. Does the laser cannon manage to add to the tally? It does get a hit. And does it get a wound? It does get a wound. -3 becomes -2, becomes a save. And then we've got 2 heavy blotters, 1 auto wound, and a few misses. And then we've got 2 wounds in total. No AP. You could take them on the plasma guns, but it's a bit risky. No, you're fine. So you take a wound.
I take a wound.
A singular wound. Okay, now the only thing I've got left now is that one I do on camera is this chap. I am sorely tempted to put him into those 2 plague marines just to finish them off. But the Blight Lords are looking at me and they're very upsetting. But I'm just gonna try and kill those 2 plague marines. I'm just gonna go for. I'll tell you what. I'll put.
Playing the points game.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. So we're just gonna try and finish off whole units. The Scions can always double tap into the Blight Lords if they have to. Oh, that's a good point. I tell you what, I'm gonna have a little think about it. So what we're actually going to do is go with the Scions first. I've spent a CP for overcharged las cells, and we are going to put everything into these Blight Lords. Now we're going to see how this goes, because if it goes pretty well, then I can try and finish it off with the Executioner. If it doesn't go very well, then I'll go for the Plague Marines over there. So we have got some plasma coming in. No need to overcharge, and I wouldn't want to anyway.
Sounds a bit like Siege to me.
Yeah, I know, right? Just as planned. Now we get all hits there because of take aim, which is very nice. No explodings. And then we'll wound on 3s. Just 1, and I can't reroll the 1 because of flash outbreak. So a single wound at AP -4 becomes AP -3.
That'll be 4 up invulnerable.
It will be.
What should I make?
A single wound on the Blight Lords at the back. We've then got the 2 volley guns. Now these could do mortal wounds to you potentially, along with some of the rifles. No explodings. Don't get to reroll that 1 again because of flash outbreak. And then looking for 5s and 6s, and looking for lots of 6s here. No, just a single mortal wound and then a save, which will be -2 once you've taken Armed Contempt into account. So pass. So you've just got a mortal wound on there. So, and then we've got the rifles. I tell you what, I'll put my Sergeant's Hotshot Las Pistol into the Rhino. Why the hell not? Okay. These are the rifles, going for a similar outing. So miss, but 1 exploding 6, so it goes back in. And then we're looking for what's 1 got 1 wound left? Is that right?
Yep.
Looking for 6s, 1 6, which will kill him.
Yes.
And then you've got 2 more saves to make at -2 in total, thanks to take aim.
Is that -2 including Armor of Contempt?
That is -2 including Armor of Contempt. Takes 1 more wound. So we've killed 1 and we've tickled another. Ooh, yeah, let's fire the plasma at him. Let's do it. Okay. We're going for the big tank now. We're going for the big dog. What do? We get 6 shots in total. Got a 3 plus the 3 we get.
6 again.
6 again.
6 again.
6, it's about the average, to be fair. We're hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. I do get to reroll 1s here because I don't believe I'm in range of flash outbreak.
Yep.
1 failure. Oh, I'm going to reroll that. That will be 1 auto wound and 4 hits, which will translate into 3 wounds in total. These are AP -4, and they are 3 damage each from 2 damage each. Failed 2, so that's going to kill 1,
yeah,
and it's going to put another one on 1 wound. And we've got the heavy bolters. I'm not expecting too much here, but if I could plink a wound off and kill a 3rd Terminator, I'll be very happy with myself. Got a drop dice there. I've got 1 miss. And I get 3 chances to reroll thanks to Gunner's Kill on Sight. Ooh, very nice. We've got 3 auto wounds. And we need 4s. So 3 more. So 6 wounds in total. Statistically, it's in the bag. Will Lewis roll statistically? Let's find out.
I will roll below statistically.
You rolled above! Hooray! There we go. So that is it for most of my shooting. Of course, I've got a few little scattered bits here and there, which we'll get back to in just a moment. We'll do those off camera. But that is basically the shooting for the guard phase. We'll just be back once we've done the small bits off camera. Off camera, we just did the melter gun and a few bits of spare las guns into the Rhino, and we were able to do 5 wounds to it, which isn't too bad at all. I actually got a 6 to hit with the Scion melter gun in the command squad, which was like, ooh, exploding 6. And I was like, yes, I can kill it. And then one of them didn't wound, and it was a big sad.
Free multi-melter.
Yes, I can free multi-melter, exactly. It is free. They don't pay for their melter guns in the command squads as well. It's lovely. Well, it's lovely for me. I imagine you're cursing it right now. So that is the guard shooting phase. That is the guard turn. We don't want to charge anything. Basically, we're on 4 objectives, which means you'll only get 4 points. Yep. How long I can stay on those 4 objectives for, we'll see. Especially, even this one isn't guaranteed with those death shrouds knocking around. So that is my turn. We've scored all right. We've got some special orders and boots on the ground. I'll get 2 points for that as well. So that is my turn. We're back in Death Guard turn 3. So Death Guard movement and command phase is complete. In terms of movement, these 2 Plague Marines slithered. Slithered? Is that what Plague Marines do? They burst mightily through the wall. They breached through it. And then they're going to start doing some plasma gun fire down into these couple of Scions over here. Lewis funneled more and more resources, men, poxwalkers into the centre. Should say he did dead walk again, which allowed him to once again steal the central objective off me. I really should come up with a better plan than just feeding one squad of guardsmen into there at a time. But it is kind of forcing him to spend a CP every turn. And despite the fact he has a tally man, he's actually down to 2. So maybe the plan is working. And then over here, the Death Shroud have come around the corner. They're probably going to try and flame and then charge the Demolisher. We shall see. How did he know? Damn it. Matt, your cunning plan has been seen. I can't thwart it though. There's nothing I can do about it. Now over here, these Plague Marines have moved forward, and they also received the blessing of the Tallyman again. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And then you shuffle the Demon Prince around here so he can start throwing some leprosy out onto your left flank over here. And then the remaining Terminators move forward there. Was there any other command phase shenanigans I missed? I talked about Dead Walk again and the Tallyman. Flash Outbreak. I knew there was something I was missing. Lewis's favourite stratagem, Flash Outbreak, has gone off again, which means he is turning the rerolls off for the Scions once more. That is, I never see anyone use that, man, and I'm actually really impressed by it. I think that's a little hidden gem in the Death Guard Codex, and when I finally get my Death Guard together, I think that's when I'll probably start being a bit sneaky with. It's really cool how you can put it on the Rhino and everything.
I thought originally that it actually applied, you transfer it to the whole army for 2 CP.
Wow.
That would have been overkill, I think.
Get your Tentaton Codex. I'm sure it'll happen in there. Power creep. Okay, so that is movement and command. Do you have a lot of shooting, or should we do a bit of summary shooting?
I've got Psychic to do first.
Of course, I always forget your Psychic phase. We'll do a Psychic phase on camera, and we'll do a summary off camera. Summary shooting off camera. So we're going for some Psychic interrogation first. Now, who is doing it?
It is this guy on 1 wound.
Whoa, he likes to live dangerously. I mean, if he gets it off on a 6/6, at least he goes down in style, right?
He's dead anyway.
He's dead anyway, yeah. Okay, so and he's doing it. Tank commander again.
Yep.
Yep. Still going to try and read those thoughts. He has achieved it. Very good. Another 3 points for you there.
His leadership.
It does indeed, sir. Gain a CP. Oh no, my plan of taking the CP off Lewis is not working. Stupid fat tank commander. Anyway, do you know what you're doing next?
I do. I want to do Curse of the Leper from the Demon Prince on this unit up here, which is, I believe, the closest visible unit.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we won't mess around. It may be over here, but I genuinely don't think it matters, so it's fine.
That goes off?
Yes. The blessed number. Now you get a chance to... how much leprosy do you throw around here?
7 dice. Each one that beats your toughness is a mortal wound, and now currently toughness 2 because of contagion range over here. So 3 up to mortal wounds.
Very good. Hey, look at that. Good. That is 6 dead. So I'll just have to remember there's 6 dead from there. Do you know what is happening next?
I do. I'm going to put, if it's in range.
Okay, quick measure.
It is, quick measure.
We'll do it live.
He's not in range. So you know what? I'm going to do it another way. I'm going to put Miasma of Pestilence from this guy on them.
Fair enough. Is it like an 18-inch range or something, is it?
Yes.
Fair enough. I think that has gone off. Yes, it has. There is. It's Putrescent Vitality, which is a 7, isn't it? It's quite chunky.
And the other one he's got is Gift of Contagion, which again I don't think is worth playing. But he might do it. He could do a cheeky smite up here.
He could do a cheeky smite. If in doubt, smite.
Yep.
Okay. Roll the. Oh, hang on. Don't worry about it. But he probably couldn't have seen them because I should have removed my casualties first. And they wouldn't have been visible.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, no problem.
So
we'll take it back.
We'll rewind that. It's fine.
In which case, you wouldn't be able to do anything else.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. That's why, children, you don't be lazy
Yes.
and you do take your casualties off before. You know, sometimes when you're trying to save time, you actually spend more time. Okay, so is that your psychic phase?
That's my psychic phase.
Very successful. We shall be back at the end of your shooting phase. Death Guard shooting phase, turn 3. Pretty successful. The Death Shrouds, I always want to call them Blight Spawns, but their Death Shrouds were able to melt 7 guardsmen with their wrist flamers. Very, very nice. This little Plague Marine just hid behind here. This little Plague Marine hid behind here. And this little Plague Marine shot something.
You can't make them sound cute.
You can't make them sound cute. These Plague Marines actually combined with these Blight Lords were able to shred down this unit of Scions to just 3. So the Scions have pretty much been expended now. There's about 5 of them left over. But they have done a pretty good job of mauling this flank, so I'll take it. And then the guy with the plasma gun over here, who was like, "Oh, I'm gonna roast me some Scions," missed with both shots, which was quite amusing. And that was pretty much it. There was a few casualties in the centre from some various plague weapon, plague vomit again, yes. But that's the shooting phase. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We will go into the charge phase. It's an M. Night Shyamalan level twist. After some thought, the Death Shroud are not going into the tank and the 3 guardsmen there. They're actually going to pivot and go into the 4 guardsmen down here. Pivot! Because that will, if he's able to kill those 4 guardsmen, he will deny me 4 victory points. Very, very nice. So let's see if that pays off. It does. So put those dice next to them and we'll move them in just a moment. Now the next charge, you're going to go for the 2 Blight Lords over here. Okay. Now this is about an 8-inch charge, I believe.
I think it's an 8, yes.
That is not going to make it. Command point?
That's definitely not 4, is it?
No, I mean, I'll eyeball that one. Yeah, I'll eyeball that one for you. Is the CP coming in? Oh, it's a double 1. Does not quite make it, unfortunately. They are, as I believe the scientific term is, pissing in the wind. Yep. And then the Poxwalkers coming in for a cheeky charge. Now, do they get to ignore the movement difficulties of dense?
I'll roll the dice and we'll check.
Okay, that's fine. Do. Let's hopefully you get a nice high one. I think taking the you're in either way. So now that those have gone in, are you going to think about sending the Termies in, or do you want the Poxwalkers to eat some brains?
Let's see.
Do you want to move them in and then have a think?
Yeah, I'm going to leave the Terminators where they are, because once the Poxwalkers have all moved, I'm not going to have space for them.
That's a good point. Okay, so we'll move all of those in off camera. And to be honest, guys, it's going to be Death Shrouds killing 4 guardsmen and Poxwalkers trying to eat the brains of some guardsmen. So we'll do that off camera and we'll do a little summary when we come back in just a moment. And once the relentless sides had finished swinging to and throw, the 4 guardsmen were very easily killed. And then we also had the Poxwalkers who were able to kill the 5-6-man squad down there to a man very easily. And that means they're now back at full strength because they regained the remaining lost models. They can't go above their starting strength anymore. They used to be able to, but not anymore.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so it used to be any time a model died within like 3 inches of them, they came back. So you'd like surround Poxwalkers with like Chaos Cultists. And every time a Chaos Cultist died, it came back as a Poxwalker. It was pretty mad. Sadly, gladly, that's not a thing anymore because it was pretty cheesy. So the 2 combats have been resolved in the favour of the Death Guard. We now have some morale to do. So we've got the Scions down here. I'm just going to roll for it. Yep. We'll see what we get. I'm hoping for a 1. It is a 1. Nice. And then I've got, that was really aggressive, nice, just that I just said then, nice. Then we've got the squad here. Come on, boys. Cade in honour, Mord in honour. Okay, maybe not. And then we've got 2 more. So 1 guy will be left. We are going to go for Surprise, surprise, the plasma gun. And that will be our turn there. So we'll come back into the guard turn 3. Not a bad turn for the Death Guard at all. They're starting to lose the flanks though. They may struggle to hold on to them after the guard turn 3, but they have a commanding position in the center. And don't forget, guys, every turn you hold the center, you're scoring bonus points. Now, at the beginning of the guard turn, we're on 2 objectives, so we'll get 8 points. Lewis very almost consolidated into these guardsmen, and I reminded him, if you do that, I will easily be able to get 3 on the objective and snatch it off you. So he's like, you know what? We'll just hide under there.
That's a true gentleman.
Yeah. Well, we don't do gotchas in the battle bunker, man. I mean, it's just not the way we play. But yeah, so that is the Death Guard turn 3. We will be back after guard movement and command turn 3. It is time for the big push. The Demartia tank has circled round here so it can see both the Death Shroud and the Plague Marine there. It's got supporting fire from the Executioner. Platoon of Guardsmen has moved in, trying to contest that objective, taking it off the Plague Marines. We have also done special orders on it, so we're just going all in over here. We've moved the squad across the line to get some more boots on the ground points. We're trying to break through those Death Guard lines. Speaking of which, it is time to deal with the Death Guard center. We have been skirting around it, dancing around it, slicing little bits off it here and there. But now that they have regained their full strength, we can't let them have all of these assets in the center of the board. Those Poxwalkers will start bursting through, tying my tanks up. And so it is now time for the Cadian elite, the Kazakin. They have driven forward thanks to their mechanized infantry extra trait. They have jumped out and they are ready to lay down the smackdown into the Poxwalkers.
That is an absolute mosh pit in there.
It is an absolute mosh pit. I've got 10 Kazakin, 10 Guardsmen, a Chimera, and well, really that is the bulk of it. And then on the left flank here, we've got the scraplets left over from the Scions and the command squad and the Cadians. We're just trying to hold on to this objective. The idea is if we can pick these Plague Marines up and we can pick these Blightlords up, we'll be having a pretty good time. In terms of command phase, pretty much everybody got take aim, except for obviously the Kazan who can't because they were in the Chimera in the command phase, and obviously this squad over here which got move. Once again, tank commander did gunner's kill on sight onto this Executioner here, giving them reroll 1s. What's the range of this thing's anti-reroll ability?
It is now, with Flash Outbreak, I think it is 9 inches.
Okay, I should be out of range, that's fine. I thought I'd just buggered my movement phase up then for a second. Okay, so that is the movement phase, that is the command phase. Obviously, I've done my psychic phase. Let's go into the shooting phase. So we are going to start off on this flank with the Executioner putting everything it's got into these Death Shroud Terminators. So we're going to see how many shots it gets from the main gun. Oh, it's the big 9. It is the big 9. I wasn't expecting that many. I'm sure I'm going to do some more mortal wounds to myself. Okay, so hitting on 3s. One thing to mention, guys. We did forget miasma of pestilence on them last turn.
It's not on them this turn.
It's not on them this turn. We did forget. I did ask Lewis if he wanted to do anything about it, but he has been a gentleman and said, look, he forgot. He's just going to wear it.
Yeah,
so
my mistake.
But yeah, if you caught that in the comment section, 10 points to Gryffindor for you. Okay, so we've got the plasma coming in. Oh, 2 wounds to myself. I am slowly killing my own tank. Down to 8 wounds on this vehicle. Bonkers. I have done 3 auto wounds though, which is very nice. And then I need to wound you on some 3s as well. Okay, that will be 6 wounds at AP -4, becomes AP -3. Even in the light cover, you're going to be on a 4-up save, sir. Each one of these will be 2 damage after your reduction taken into account.
It's good.
It is good, so 1 will die. Just the 1.
I will leave the champion alive because he's got more attacks.
That makes sense. That's just logical. No one said the Death Guard were raving lunatics. They're a bit grim, but they are sane. And then we've got the laser cannon. That's a miss. I did throw it a bit cack-handedly. And then we've got the heavy blotters. That's pretty good. 1 auto wound. Wounding on 4s now. Okay, 3 wounds, but 2 up saves. We're trying to plink down some wounds here and there. Oh, he has taken
There's always
one.
a 1. There's always a 1.
Okay, now we'll probably do some small bits off camera, see if these guardsmen are able to finish him off. And then if they're not, probably the marsh can will go in, but we can do that off camera. Coming over to the next thing that I want to capture is going to be the Kazakin. It's time for the Kazakin. Now we're going to spend some stratagems on these boys. We're going to go for ingrained precision, which means that their auto wounds will go off on 5s and 6s,
Nice.
not just 6s. And we're also going to spend a CP on overcharged las cells, because that means... Do I need to do overcharged las cells? Yes, because it means that on a 6 to wound, they'll do mortal wounds in addition. But in the Guard Codex, if the auto wound to hit goes off on a 6, it counts as a 6 to wound. What I'm saying here is, if I get a 5 or a 6... I'm doing a wound and a mortal wound in addition.
What you're saying is I'm confused.
You're confused. It's very confusing. Basically, 5s and 6s are going to do mortal wounds and they're going to do auto wounds. It's pretty filthy. Let's see what we do. So we'll do the 2 melter guns first. I know, a bit of overkill, but we'll go for it. We've got 1 hit and we have got a wound. So that is a wound on a... And it's going to be 4 damage on a Poxwalker.
I'll just take one.
You just take him off. Fair enough. We'll go for the 2 plasma guns. We will overcharge because we want to wound you well, and we also want to deny your feel no pain a bit. So that will be 1 kill and 1 hit. I don't think I'll be in range of my reroll 1 officer. And then we've got 1. Okay, so here we go. So we've got another wound. We've got an auto wound and a mortal wound. So what I need you to do, Lewis, is so we can keep track of these relatively easily. Roll 2 feel no pains for the plasma gun itself. No, that kills 1. And then roll 1 feel no pain for the mortal wound, which will go off. So that's actually pretty good. So you have lost 1 more there. And then I need to roll the wound with the regular plasma. And you need to do 2 more feel no pains.
On 1 guy, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, dead.
Okay. Then we've got the... Then we've got the hotshot sniper rifle, which misses. I don't think I'm within 6 inches. It's fine. I won't worry about it. I think I have an officer nearby. And then we've got the sergeant who will throw a... No, he'll shoot his hotshot las pistol. He gets a hit, which is an auto wound, and it is a mortal wound. So 2 6-up feel no pains. Each one you fail is going to be a dead Poxwalker. So 1 more dead. And then we've got 1... 2, 3, 4 guys with rifles. Okay, here we go. So that is 1, 2, 3 auto wounds and mortal wounds in addition. So that will be 6 feel no pains in total there. And then we've got, that's it. So 6 more feel no pains from the squad. Each one of these you fail is a dead Poxwalker.
4 more.
4 more. Okay, very nice. So that is the Kazakin. They've done a fairly decent job. I think we've killed roughly half of the Poxwalker squad. Like I said, unfortunately, I'm just out of range of my officers there, so I can't quite get my bonuses. But it is what it is. And so we've got a bit more shooting from the Guardsmen and the Chimera and stuff, but we'll do that off camera. The last thing I'm going to do on camera is going to be the Vanquisher. And he is going to put... I really want to kill this thing. But I think a Vanquisher cannon is a bit overkill. But I really want to kill it. Yeah, you know what? We'll actually put the Vanquisher cannon into the Rhino, and we'll put everything else into those Blight Lords. There we go. So Vanquisher cannon into the Rhino. Whoa! Get a reroll. Hey! There we go.
Man.
And then we've got the las cannon. That gets a hit. That gets a wound. It's on your Blight Lord. So it's a 4-up save. He's passed it. And then we've got the heavy blotters. All right, let's have a look. 1 auto wound. And 2 others. 3 wounds in total. 3 2-ups. You're all good. Okay, so we'll do the rest of the guard shooting off camera, and we'll see if we manage to do much more damage by the end of the turn. And after the lasgun stopped fizzing and crackling, and after the Death Guard stopped falling over, this is the final result. So, we were able to kill one Plague Marine from here, but then we couldn't see that last one. Damn shame. Volley guns were doing pretty well this turn from this squad. But speaking of volley guns doing very well, this little 3-man squad was able to kill both of the Blight Lords. Very, very impressive work. I mean, we just was not expecting that. Even with Miasma Pestilence which was on them, it didn't make a difference because I was in range of the big bullshit banner which ignores to hit modifiers. Don't worry, Lewis, we didn't forget it this time. The Kazakin, as you saw, were able to do some damage to the Poxwalkers, and then the Cadians just went absolutely ham on them, and then Lewis started making a lot of 6 of Feel No Pains, and so there's still 4 of them left. I think we're going to need to do some fixed bayonets there, just to try and bring those last 4 down. And then over here, Hans the Mordian Melter Gunner just got the first shot through, killed that remaining Death Shroud, and that meant that the Demarche tank was able to put everything it had into killing the final Plague Marine. And it's a good job I did put everything in, because he finally rolled a 1 for his number of shots. I like to imagine that the shot just sort of fell out the barrel and just squashed the Plague Marine. But that is, that's all the shooting for my turn. I should say he did do some wounds to himself as well. Now, that is, I believe, the guard shooting phase. We now have the charge phase. We can go straight into it because it's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to do a charge with the infantry squad. If they get a big enough roll, I'm going to come around the side here and try and make room for my command squad as well. So let's see what they get. That's a pretty big roll. That is a 7. So we'll move. We'll put those to that one side. What I'll do is I'll roll the charge distance for the command squad and see, just in case I can get them in. Ooh, that will be a 5 with the dense terrain taken into account. So we'll just have I think I am going to be within 5 from there. I think so. But we'll have to see if they can make it, because obviously there might be some guardsmen that are still in the way. So we'll move everything in and we'll see where we end up. Following the flag of the Emperor, leading the charge is the officer, and his guardsmen are going in with him. We are going to try and kill these Poxwalkers. So we're going to go with the command squad first. Lewis has heroically intervened with a stratagem with his Blightlord Terminators. So I suspect that he's going to try and kill my guardsman. There's not much I can do about that. He does have the CP to interrupt if he wants to, but I feel like if Lewis is clever, he'll remove these casualties first, and then my command squad might not get a chance to fight.
I wasn't clever, but thanks for the tip.
You can't. So and the thing is, once I've fought with them, it doesn't really matter what happens with them, so he might not want to spend his CP. So we're going to go for the officer first. He has got a power sword. He's going to hit on 3s. Classic, he always misses once. And then he is going to try and wound on 4s. Ah, he has got one. Now that'll be a 6 up Feel No Pain. Oh no. Gadzooks. Okay, now we've got the veterans coming in. And they've got 2 attacks each, but the flagman has got, he's a veteran with a las pistol and chainsaw, so he will get an extra attack. So these guys will be hit on 4s. Oh dear, it's going a bit squiffy. It's going a bit squiffy.
Oh no, oh no.
Let's see if we can try and kill. It's going to be my luck if I end up not killing any and the Poxwalkers get more models back. So one more Feel No Pain. I like to imagine it's from the Bannerman. No, he's done it again! Do you want to interrupt, or do I save your CP?
I'm going to save the CP.
Okay, so now I've got my 9 guardsmen coming in. Fix bayonets, lads! Fix bayonets! Oh dear. Oh, it's all gone a bit squiffy. It's all gone a bit squiffy. Please just kill at least one Poxwalker. No! I won't kill a single Poxwalker. Oh no, Lewis, you want to go next?
I might try and get some Poxwalkers back.
You might try and get some Poxwalkers back. You're going to try and eat some guardsmen? They're probably the ones that you'll find easier to come back.
Go in order, can't I? So,
yeah.
Oh, it's a difficult choice, this.
Oh, sorry, I had one more attack. It missed.
That's what I get for forgetting. That's
what I get for forgetting. The dice gods don't like backsies.
Okay. I'm going to go into the guardsmen with the Poxwalkers first.
Okay, that'll be 8 attacks. You've got 4 left. 8 attacks. 5. After my...
Got 5 left. Oh no, sorry.
That's mine. It might be yours in a minute. It might be yours in a minute. Oh no, boys, why did you let me down? This charge was led by channel member Bazantophile, so thanks, buddy. Oh, God, he's hit really well. Oh, no. I'm going to have turned... How the turntables? Winning on 3s.
There's 3 wounds.
He's
No
gonna,
AP.
He's going to get 3 Poxwalkers back. Oh. Yep.
Woohoo!
Yep. Just undid about 25% of my hard work from the shooting phase. Okay, and then the
I'll go with the Blight Lords.
Blight Lords going next.
I'll go with the Flail first, which will get 6 attacks.
Okay. That has actually flipped the
3s.
objective for you already. In terms of models on it, I think. Because I've lost 3 and you've gained 3, so it's a 6 model swing.
2s, reroll 1s because of a plague weapon.
Oh.
Your wound, I think they're AP -2.
Yeah, that's the squad gone, I think.
Okay.
There might be like one guy left over, but do you want to roll your power swords just in case? I think there's
roll
one guy
power
left.
sword next, who gets 4 attacks.
Okay.
He's champion.
Oh dear.
Maybe not.
Oh dear. Okay, yeah, you've got the squad. Okay, so with after the Poxwalkers and the champion and whatnot have gone, you have cleared that squad of guardsmen. So the command squad led the charge in. The men rallied around them, and they all died. That's why you never trust your officers, men. Okay.
An unmoving wall.
We just hit a... What were we doing?
Death.
What were we doing? Charging bloody Poxwalkers and Death Guard. Oh my God. It looked cool though, and that's the important thing. So we'll give you your extra models back. We'll take my models off, and then we'll go straight into Death Guard turn 4. The Demon Prince, the Prince of Demons, marches forth, and he's ready to play with these Imperial Guard. The Death Guard movement and command phase is complete. In the command phase, Tallyman?
Yep.
Nice. And then you did Dead Walk again, which meant that you went up to 12. So there were 4 there left. Now there's 12. Might as well not even shot them. Fucking 8 Poxwalkers. And the remaining Blight Lords decided that they were a bit upset that their friends over here got shot by volley guns, and they're going to try and wipe every volley gun off the map, and then probably try and take this objective off me too. The Plague Marine is just having a great time sitting on the objective, just doing his thing. And I think that was the majority of your movement. Did you forget about it? Do you want to do something with him?
No,
is he happy sat there?
Yeah, it's good that I forgot about him.
He's playing Sudoku on his phone. He's just like, yeah, this is fine. Let everyone else do the fighting. I'll hold this objective and spread some sickness at some point. I believe that is the majority of your movement. You have committed more assets into the centre of the board with the couple of characters there. So it's interesting. It feels obviously like the Death Guard are putting a lot into the centre, but that's what's scoring them so many points at the moment. So it's what's keeping them in the game. So it's not a bad strategy at all. In terms of points, we're almost neck and neck. I think there's about 3 points in it in favour of the Guard.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's very close. It's very close. Yeah, you're winning on primary, I think, fairly handily with the extra points there and that 12 point at the beginning. But you're really struggling for some of your secondaries, which I think is at least keeping me in the game somewhat. You also did Flash Outbreak, which is now my new most favourite and hated stratagem. And you did that on the Terminators here, which means that, oh, look, I don't get any rerolls again. I love Death Guard, man. They're so cool. They got so many tricks. And, I'm just really loving playing them.
Another trick, you can detonate characters for mortal wounds and stuff.
Oh, that sounds great. All right, so we're going to have a bit of a summary turn this time, guys. So we'll be back once you've completed your psychic and shooting phase. The Demon Prince, the Prince of Demons, marches forth, and he's ready to play with these Imperial Guard. The Death Guard movement and command phase is complete. In the command phase, Tallyman?
Yep.
Nice. And then you did Dead Walk again, which meant that you went up to 12. So there were 4 there left. Now there's 12. Might as well not even shot them. Fucking 8 Poxwalkers. And the remaining Blight Lords decided that they were a bit upset that their friends over here got shot by volley guns, and they're going to try and wipe every volley gun off the map, and then probably try and take this objective off me too. The Plague Marine is just having a great time sitting on the objective, just doing his thing. And I think that was the majority of your movement. Did you forget about it? Do you want to do something with him? Is he happy sat there?
Yeah, it's good that I forgot about him.
He's playing Sudoku on his phone. He's just like, yeah, this is fine. Let everyone else do the fighting. I'll hold this objective and spread some sickness at some point. I believe that is the majority of your movement. You have committed more assets into the centre of the board with the couple of characters there. So it's interesting. It feels obviously like the Death Guard are putting a lot into the centre, but that's what's scoring them so many points at the moment. So it's what's keeping them in the game. So it's it's not a bad strategy at all. In terms of points, we're almost neck and neck. I think there's about 3 points in it in favour of the guard. So
right.
it's very close. It's very close. Yeah, you're winning on primary, I think, fairly handily with the extra points there and that 12 point at the beginning. But you're really struggling for some of your secondaries, which I think is at least keeping me in the game somewhat. You also did Flash Outbreak, which is now my new most favourite and hated stratagem. And you did that on the Terminators here, which means that, oh, look, I don't get any rerolls again. I love Death Guard, man. They're so cool. They got so many tricks. And, I'm just really loving playing them.
Another trick, you can detonate characters for mortal wounds and stuff.
Oh, that sounds great. All right, so we're going to have a bit of a summary turn this time, guys. So we'll be back once you've completed your psychic and shooting phase. So after the Death Guard psychic and shooting phase, the board looks like this. In the psychic phase, the Malignant Plaguecaster tried to smote Byzantophile, but he was not able to. His body was proof against the vile magics, but his mind was not, because you were able to get psychic interrogation off, and inside all you felt was just a monkey bashing two symbols together, which meant that you didn't get the extra CP.
Simple-minded folk.
Just a simple-minded folk don't generate CP for you. Didn't beat my leadership. You were very successful, though. The Demon Prince, the Prince of Demons, finally got into this game, and he just cursed the Leopard all 7 Scions. He did really... Not Scions, Kazakin. He did really, really well. So there's just a Melter Gun, a Sergeant, and a Voxcaster left in there. And then there was also some scattered shooting from some bolt weapons and stuff over here, and also from these Terminators here. And the remaining Scion infantry has fallen. Yep, there's just the Scion command squad left now, but the regular infantry has gone to meet the Emperor. That is basically your shooting and your psychic phase. Just mention, of course, my House of Pestilence went on the Poxwalkers there. And now I believe it's time for a charge phase.
I think it is.
All right, well, let's go straight into it. Do you know what you're doing? Well, we'll keep the camera rolling.
I want these Terminators to charge into
Try and clear me off the objective. Okay, I'm not going to overwatch. We're just going to have to wear it. It's a 1. It's a 1 and a 4. I think you're in. You're you over 6 or you're within 6? You're within 6 there.
Within 6.
You're in. There you go. And then I assume you want the Poxwalkers to try and kill my platoon commander? Tear him down and make him join your ranks?
I do, yes. I can't fail that, but let's see how far I can move him.
Nice. Just surround him. Just surround him in a tide of death. He has actually taken a wound, by the way, guys. Byzantophile took a bolt round to the chest. I'm sure, I don't know, the Malignant Plaguecaster just got the hit, got the wound. I failed my save and failed my feel no pain, so it was a bit of a sad one.
Demon Prince.
Demon Prince is going into the Kazakin and the Chimera? Just go for it. That's fine.
Just the Kazakin.
Just the Kazakin. All right. He will make it. All right. So we'll move him in. Death Guard Resurgent in there, turn 4, and we'll be back after the combat phase. So after the Death Guard combat and consolidation phase, this is where we ended up. The Blight Lords predictably butchered the 5 Guardsmen there, and the Demon Prince also rather predictably butchered the 3 Kazakin there and was able to tag the Chimera. But it gets very exciting in the center because the command squad lives. In fact, Platoon Commander Byzantophile has redeemed himself in the eyes of the Emperor. He tanked all of the damage. He's taken some. He's battered and bruised, but he didn't hear no bell. And he has got 1 wound left. He did just a really good job on his feel no pains and his armor saves. And in return, he just decapitated one of the Poxwalkers, and the medic also was able to kill one. I like to imagine that the banner guy turned to the medic and said, "I thought you guys took some sort of oath not to take life." And the medic just turns back and says, "These things are already dead." So we did actually manage to bring the Poxwalkers down by a couple of miles, which is nice because they just seem to keep regrowing off my own men. I mean, at this point, considering the number of models that you've killed off my army, those are actually my own men that I'm fighting.
I think they are.
Yeah, all the originals,
they're already dead, right?
Yeah, all the OGs.
Lost.
They're just giving them the Emperor's mercy, just sort of one guy at a time. It's like, "I'm sorry, lad," and just like put him down. But that is the end of the Death Guard turn 4. Now that is a big swing, I think. You have cleared me off this flank. This flank was looking so secure. You never count the Demon Prince out. He just came in there. He was able to start. He's really locked this down. And then 3 Blight Lords as well. That is a tough nut to crack, considering All I've really got left over here is a command squad, a Castellan, and a couple of tanks. But, you know, invulnerable saves are so swingy. That could go either way. And the centre, obviously, is the Death Guard's domain as well. I do comfortably hold this flank, but that is but one flank. And my own objective is looking a little bit sparse. So we'll have to see how it goes. Now,
You got somebody on it, don't you?
My tank Sponson should be over the edge, so it should be fine. So that will be the end of Death Guard turn 4. We're going to go into Guard turn 4. We'll have 8 primary points. And we'll have to see what secondary stuff we can pick up. I think I'm really going to struggle to get special orders in the middle now. I might be able to get it turn 5, but I think I'm going to really struggle to get it turn 4. We'll have to see what we can pull off. But that is Death Guard turn 4. Let's go into Guard turn 4. So that is end of Guard movement and command phase turn 4. We have just left a few guardsmen on the objective on the right. Everyone else has pushed forward. Byzantophile had enough of swashbuckling and has decided to fall back. And so has the Chimera. We've advanced on the left with our Scions and Arcadian Castellan there. And we have our 2 big guns ready to try and unleash death upon the Death Guard main assets here. That is the Guard movement and command phase. Let's do a little bit of shooting on camera and we'll do the rest off camera. First thing we're going to do, I'm nervous about it.
Big ones. Big ones.
It's going to have to be the Vanquisher. It's going to have to be everything from the Vanquisher tank commander into Big Daddy, into Bug Daddy. All right. Hitting up.
Sucky trunk.
Big sucky trunk. I got one of those. Oh, I wish. Only in my dreams. All right, let's roll the Vanquisher cannon. It is a hit, and it is an auto wound. It is ignores invulnerable saves.
Okay.
So he doesn't have. So he has just taken 9 damage plus 2 mortal wounds, which will become 8 damage and 2 mortals. He's just taken 10 damage.
I think he's dead, Tim.
Does he have a feel no pain?
No.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Wow, I didn't expect that to quite go that way.
He's splatted.
So we literally, it just fires a big bug squasher. It's like, slap.
The sucky trunk is gone.
The sucky trunk is gone. And now we've got the, now we have got the plasma tank that's going to go into there. So this will be, number of shots will be 7 in total. That is the blessed number of Nurgle. Will that favour you? Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, overcharged. Should have said in my command phase, by the way, guys, the only orders were he got reroll 1s to hit, and they got take aim, and that was it. You will get the barricade. I am rerolling. Ah, right. Okay.
Thought check.
No, very good, very good. I forgot about that bloody flash outbreak. So we've got 1 miss, we've got 2 auto wounds, and we've got 2 rerolls. They both just miss. So then I've got to try and wound you. I wound you, sir. That is 4 wounds. It's 8 minus 4. Even with Arm Contempt and the Barricade, you're on a 4-up save anyway.
Yep. Oh.
1 goes through. That's just 2 damage.
I might CP that for 50-50, isn't it?
It is 50-50.
Yes.
Hey! Very nice. Well, you can't have it all your way. Well, I say your way. All my way. All one's way. Now we've got the heavy blotters, of which there are 3 of them. 3 auto wounds. That's it. 3 2-ups. You've taken no damage so far. And you have continued to take no damage. All right, so we will do the rest of the action off camera and we'll be back with a bit of a summary. So over on the left-hand flank, the command squad was able to kill that lone Plague Marine. I actually got a 6 to hit with the melter gun. That became 2 hits, and then I rolled a 1 and a 2 to wound. So that's a shame. And he has got a 6 to hit pretty much every single time, though, so he's done very well. But it actually turned out that the volley gun and the 2 hotshot rifles in the squad were able to kill the Plague Marine over there. As you saw, the Demon Prince died, but the Blight Lords continued to march forward. Over on this flank, bit of a mixed bag. So the Demolisher and the Flamers really struggled to do what they need to do against Poxwalkers, and there were still 3 of them left after that. I just got really low on the number of shots. But the squad of infantry here actually really picked up the slack, and I spent my last CP on ingrained precision, and they just gunned down the remaining poxwalkers fairly convincingly. So that was pretty nice. And then the last thing was, I was like, right, I'm going to fire my executioner. He's going to, pick up this squad of 5 plague. He's going to have a great time. He got 7 shots. Now, I should have known that was going to be a problem because 7 is the blessed number of Nurgle. And he rolled, out of his 7 shots, 5 2s. He just didn't hit. And then when he wounded, he only killed a single plague marine and did a wound to another one. So that was a bit of a shame with his heavy bolts and stuff. But a cheeky long-range lasgun shot from this man with the big Bowie knife on his back was able to finish off the wounded guy. So we did kill 2 in total. I was really hoping for a bit more than that because I was hoping to try and get some cheeky special order points in the last turn, but it's not looking like that's going to be likely. Now we're going to go into turn 5 now. It will be a summary turn. What we're going to do is we're going to do the Death Guard turn and the Guard turn, and we'll be back with a summary of that and also with the final result of the game. So we'll see you in just a moment. End of Death Guard turn 5. I know I said I'd do a big old summary turn, but there was quite a lot still going on, so I thought, you know what, we'll do 2 separate summaries so that we don't miss anything and get confused. Now, in the Death Guard turn, they actually did pretty well. These Plague Marines and the Taliban moved back around here to protect themselves and hold on to that objective. That will make it kind of difficult for me to get my hands on it in the final turn of the game. I might be able to do some sort of move, but I don't think I'll be able to special orders on it because there's 4 models holding it now. That's actually a pretty good move there. There was a chance that I could potentially have got another 5 points. I might be able to get in the centre, but we'll have to see. You've definitely denied me some points. Moving on over to the centre itself, there was some psychic shenanigans and there was some shooting from frag grenades and from the plague weapon of this chap, and they were able to kill 5 of the guardsmen. Little funny moment. I thought that Lewis was doing it into my command squad, and Byzantophile literally passed every single armor save and feel no pain from the plague spewer, and then he was like, yeah, no, it was on this squad. And I was like, oh, and he did declare as well, it was just me being stupid. So but in Dreamland he did tank a plague spewer, so that's pretty cool. So after the failed charge, he has redeemed himself in my eyes. He's done all right. And then the big important thing was over here. The Blight Lords charged in and were able to kill the command squad. But unfortunately, in combat, they actually did nothing to the officer. 2 of them had to finish off the badly damaged command squad, and it was champion v champion time. And unfortunately, he just got no hits. He missed every single one. I actually forgot to fight back over there. I am going to do it live on camera because I might actually poke you in the eye with my power sword. So I'm hitting on 3s. See, that's how you all hit dice.
That's how you hit, yeah.
That's how you hit. Wounding on 5s. Nothing. There we go. So the dice gods don't like backsies. But there we go. We gave it a good go.
The other thing was a plague caster of incompetence.
Oh, yes, of course.
Left from a perils at the beginning of the game. He failed a cast, which a command pointed, then he perils, which killed him.
Yeah, exactly. So he literally just absolutely fucked it, this game.
No other words for it, really.
There is no other words. But you did get your psychic interrogation off again.
I did.
So you've got that 4 out of 5 times,
yep.
Which is very nice. But yeah, that is hilarious. He just melted his own brain. He's clearly like the apprentice, or he's like, he's bought his degree in malignant plague casting, and this guy's actually the one that is the professional who's been to trade school and done it all properly.
Apparently so.
So that is the end of Death Guard turn 5. We'll be back with Guard turn 5 and the end of the game. End of Guard turn 5, and it's a pretty good one. We were able to keep the Chimera on this objective and finally get some tank inflexible command points by getting the tank commander over here, so they're all within 12 inches of them. That's an inflexible command point there. We've also got one for destroying a unit on an objective, something in the centre, and the Chimera is holding this objective over here. Vancture Cannon decided to fire its final shot of the game into the Blight Lords. It absolutely atomised one and then did 2 mortal wounds to another. All of the spare firepower on this side of the board wasn't able to finish him off. So the Blight Lords will actually remain. The Castellan, Commander Simewolf, has managed to get out of combat and will be scoring me an extra boots on the ground point. Coming over here, we've got the unit of guards that moved onto the objective, which will mean that I am on 3 objectives at the end of the game, scoring me additional 12 primary. Finally got my big 12 primary. Now the exciting thing, we've actually got one thing to resolve on camera, is I fired my my Demarche tank into the noxious blight?
Foul blight spawn.
Foul blight spawn over here, and he died. And then I fired my plasma cutioner, who again did more mortal wounds. So if you can see, he's down to 5 wounds. He's really wrecked himself over the course of this game, and he was able to kill the malignant playcaster. But Lewis informed me of a stratagem.
Yes, I can detonate characters when they die, causing mortal wounds to everything around, apart from my own friendly units.
And that's really big, guys, because Byzantophile went in there and was doing special orders, one of my secondaries, and that would score me 5 extra points. Now on a 2+, you're going to do a mortal wound to me. On a 6, you're going to do D3 mortal wounds to me. But if you roll a 1, nothing happens. And Byzantophile, with the king's colours, with the flag of the emperor, will hold that objective and will complete his special orders. All right, I don't want to fall that over now. There we go. So, roll that dice. It's a 3. That is a mortal wound. Now, I will get a single 5 up, feel no pain. Now, I made a lot of these off camera before. Will the medic continue to keep Byzantophile going? Let's see. It's a single 5 up. Hey! And he has managed to keep it going. Chest compressions, chest compressions, chest compressions. There we go, boys. And that will actually score me an extra 5 victory points. That is pretty nice. So that is the end of the guard turn 5. That's the end of the game. We'll be back with the final score and our final thoughts. So, end of turn 5, end of the game, and the final score is this. The Death Guard scored a very respectable 74 points, but the Imperial Guard were able to score 85, which is a victory for the Guard. That last 5 points there really did help sort of stretch that lead out. It was neck and neck up until that point. That medic just really came into his own there. Really, really nice. I really enjoyed that game. I think from sort of the Guard perspective, getting the having the tanks and the scions and the nice core of infantry worked really, really well. This is a refinement of my beginner Guard army list, and I think it does play a little bit better, and it's a little bit easier to manage. The old one was you only had like a few officers in it. It was really inflexible, difficult to get those points, but definitely worked out a lot better. So those are my thoughts, and I have to say my MVP for the game is this command squad. It was going to be the Scions, and but Byzantophile really did redeem himself. That platoon command squad really did redeem themselves. They ended up, slaying some poxwalkers, jumping out of combat, tanking a load of damage, running back in, and capturing the central objective and scoring me some special orders points. So overall, did what a good platoon commander does: leads from the fronts, get his men killed, and backing home for tier medals. So there we go. Lewis, what was your sort of MVP and any sort of final thoughts?
The Poxwalkers, man. The Poxwalkers were so hard to kill.
Yeah.
They kept coming back. They scored me so many points in the centre of the board. Big blob of 20 Poxwalkers. Really, really nice.
We've seen them a few times on the channel now, and I highly encourage you to check out Terminus Est. And you talk to Tom about his 80 Poxwalkers. I don't know if you can face painting 80 Poxwalkers, but that list is truly powerful. Like, it's really
I've
nice.
Got 50 in my collection painted.
That's good. That's really good. That's probably enough to get you to get a feel for it. Do you know what I mean? But any sort of final thoughts on your list? Anything that stood out?
Yeah, your commander here with the banner. That's a story in itself.
Yeah.
The Vanquisher cannon, don't like that. Demolishers, how good are they? I can't. If they do that to Space Marine Demolishers, that would be awesome. Because Space Marine Demolishers are really left wanting at the moment. Yeah, I was surprised by Demolisher. On paper, it's not very good. And then if you just manage to roll an average number of shots, you only rolled a 1 once, and the rest of the time he was getting sort of 4s or 5s, really reliable. It can be swingy. I think in this game he was on his best behaviour. I think as well, it used to be D6 shots and D6 damage. So it's like swing on swing.
Yeah.
Definitely not what you want. But at least a good number of shots, it's doing the damage.
100%. And I think, Guard Demolishers used to have some ways of making them more reliable, whereas now you do have to just trust the dice gods. But at least you've got that reliable damage when you get through to the other side, which is nice. They're cheap. They're 165 points.
That's all right. Could take 3 of them.
You can take 3 of them, yeah. I have a list which is 11 Vanquisher cannons. Would you like to face that list, Lewis?
So you just try and get 3 of all sorts of different tanks to maximise your Vanquisher cannon take-up.
Yeah, well, you can take them in squadrons of 3. So you can, and then you get 2 tank commanders, and it's like That's for 1,800 points.
Very nice.
And 11, and they all get to re-roll that Vanquish Cannon hit. It's pretty filthy until you come across a demon player who's like, I don't have invulnerable saves. I have demon saves. Like, oh.
That's a get out, that, isn't it?
That's your get out,
It's a
yeah.
bad get out.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed that battle, but we certainly did. If you did enjoy it, make sure you like and subscribe and all that kind of good stuff. And if you want to really go the extra mile and support the channel, please consider becoming a member or Patreon supporter. Thank you for watching. Lewis, good game.
Thank you very much.
I almost forgot to shake your hand on camera, then that would have been really bad. Hope we get to see you again on the channel soon. And of course, I hope you guys all enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. And of course, as always, see you guys next time.